Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, how was Budapest? First of all, I was contemplating on whether I even go or not, because it was just, you know, when it's 4 hours drive, you can not decide until the last second, which is always bad. And then I asked Rupert, do you want to go? And he said, yeah, sure, let's go. So I was like, okay, cool. Some son-daughter quality time, let's go together. And then, of course, I'm waiting for him to come from school. And he comes home with fever. So I'm like, okay, it seems I have to go by myself. So I left, and it was a really, really good trip. I had some...
Can you unmute, can you mute Ksenia?
Sure, I'm gonna mute.
You can have me as co-host, and I'll do the muting.
Okay, a co-host, yeah. Where do I do that? Participants. No. No. How do I make you co-host? I've forgotten. I obviously don't use...
I just leave it. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I wanted to say was that Rupert didn't go, but his ticket was in the drawer, and he won 1,000 USDT prize. And of course, the rule was if you're not there, you can't claim it. But the whole community shouted out, no, give it to her. So the kiddo was at home, ill, and got 1,000 USDT. And I sent him a message, hey, you just won 1,000 USDT. And he's like, perfect, but it's random. So I was like, no, it's not random. So, you know, just a bit of a concept about mind, because of course I was manifesting, and I manifested out of, basically it was 0.1% chance, I figured, no, 1% chance, and I manifested it. And then Jeremy said, well, since you're his mom, if it was his dad, I wouldn't give it to him, but since you're his mom, you have to take it to him. So just a short intro of, you know, how this community works and the people that are there, and actually the loudest one to shout, give it to her, was Per. So our
Norwegian one.
Yeah.
Norwegian,
it was really nice. Yeah. Okay, so should we start? Otherwise it might be going on too long, because you know me, I tend to go on a little bit long. Same rules apply. If you get lost, tell me to explain, or if you have some questions, just jump on board. I prefer it to be interactive than just me talking. Okay, so let's share the screen and start. Okay, welcome after, I hope, a very nice holiday. I already said that, yeah, I went to Budapest to start working as opposed to keep being in the holiday mode. And it was a very good decision to do, because once again, I realized that we really do have a golden nugget in our hands. And I will try and do my very best to portray a sort of grand view or a big picture, an overview of why I feel that way, to give you the opportunity to, of course, then decide, you know, if you want to, well, there's some new people with us today, so if you want to join us, and of course, for the people who are already here, you know, what you want to do with your investment, and also, you know, do you want to invite somebody else? So I don't want to try and convince you. I never do. I just want you to understand the sort of general whole sort of dimension of D.AI.SY, which is really big. So I actually went ahead and did a slightly more artistic presentation today to try and portray this. But I will start first off with the roadmap that was presented to us at the Budapest event, so that you see what the plan is for this year, and then we go into the overview. So this is a picture of the roadmap I took in Budapest. Right now, We are obviously in September 2023. And the founders and Dr. Anna are all very much aware that the trading performance from the last few months, even though it is positive, and that should be applauded for, is less than what we've been used to. And in a way, they spoiled us. So this is absolutely their number one priority, to make sure that the trading goes back to previous results, sort of around 20% a month. And the way they are going to try and solve that is that for a while, at least, they're bringing in, again, the live traders, which used to help the Forex trading AI learning process, and were then, let's say, put to a pause in May in the hope that the AI is already well enough developed that it can achieve similar results by itself. But in the past few months, we've seen that that is not quite the case yet, that it needs obviously a little bit more time, especially it needs to start trading on a shorter time frame, because at the moment it's only taking decisions every 4 hours. And if the moves happen within the 4 hours, then of course nothing happens. And that is the reason why we missed quite a lot of trades. And so the live traders have already joined the AI for Forex last Friday. It's been, there are a lot of funds being moved, so they're being extra cautious that no mistake is made, because if you lose it, you can't get it back. So they're just taking it really easy, testing and making sure that everything is perfectly synced up and put in place, so that then they can really get us the results. And as soon as Forex goes, or it is live, but as soon as it's live full speed ahead, then crypto follows, and that's probably going to be already next week. So we are really kind of, on the doorstep of the door going wide open and us seeing some amazing results. Not a promise, not a guarantee. Hopefully nothing unexpected happens again. If it does, I think one thing we can be certain is that they will solve it. They always do, and they always do with our best interests at heart. And that is what makes me totally confident in D.AI.SY. They have also decided to redo the back office. Apparently, it's going to have much better reporting. Some people want to see much more of the reporting, and they will be testing it with the pay setters this month. And once they're happy with the adjustments and corrections, then it goes live. In October and November, we have 2 regional events, both in Japan and South Africa. So we are really, expanding globally. And these are hopefully going to be giving us a lot of momentum, because the results were not as good as we've in the past been used to. The momentum has gone down a little bit, and also it's been holiday season. In a way, I'm actually quite happy that it wasn't very active during summer, because we could easily all take lovely holidays. But yeah, we are looking forward to 2 huge events in Japan and South Africa. And then in December, the highest performing leaders are meeting with the founders in Phuket. And there they will actually be, first of all, showing them the idea of the new decentralized fund model, which will then be launched in February in Dubai. And obviously they will be brainstorming together, because if we learned anything from D.AI.SY is that the founders really listen to everything the community has to say. They respect the leaders, they respect the years and years and years of joint experience on the market, and they know that if we all pull together, we can have amazing results. So that's where this is going to be happening, the sort of first presentation to the main leaders. I'm sure they will let us know a little bit in advance also what's going on. And then the complete Forex and crypto licenses, Daniel, our lawyer, is trying to really secure so that when we come to Dubai, we can be ready for the full launch. The goal then is that before February event in Dubai, we reach 1 billion assets under management, which means we are hoping to double what we are trading with at the moment. And we also want to make sure that every single person that has participated in D.AI.SY for the last 3 years has already experienced profits, because we know that some of the people who joined with crypto 2.5 years ago are still just a little bit behind, but mostly there. And people who joined later with Forex obviously made some brilliant results. And then in February, hopefully many of us will be in Dubai, where we are planning on going into phase 2.0 of D.AI.SY, so into the new model, which we will talk about a little bit later. And it will be then possible to start making new contributions to the new crowdfunding model. There will be also a new crowdfunding model presented to us then. So Endotech will no longer be a crowdfunding model. It will be a decentralized autonomous organization project. We'll see exactly how it is packaged then, but there will be a new one. So big news ahead also there. And by December, the goal is that we have 5 billion assets of under management. So times 5 of what the plan till the end of the year is, which might sound crazy, but it's actually, once you get the sort of snowball rolling, it really goes fast. And we had amazing momentum in May. We had 93 million participated or contributed in May, but then the performance went down and we lost that momentum a little bit. But, as soon as I think the performance starts kicking in again, we'll get it back. And also, we would like to have 1 million members by the end of next year. And that would be the perfect ground for Endotech to then go public, and we all become shareholders of this amazing fintech company. So all in all, I think it's a very promising, hardworking, but real roadmap ahead, and very clear where our focus should be. So for those of you that might have joined or haven't joined yet, or have joined but haven't really quite seen the whole, let's say, overview of D.AI.SY, I've put together a little slide just to try and literally picture it. And of course, I had to be creative, so it's going to be a little D.AI.SY being drawn here. So what is really D.AI.SY? D.AI.SY is...
So Eva, could I just ask something about the
Sure.
roadmap?
Yeah, let's go back. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Is it going to come back? Yes. Please.
Yeah, just at the bottom of February, there it says make initial contributions available to crowdfunding members.
Yeah,
so does
sorry.
that mean that everything we put in, so like the current contributions will also be able to take that out on top of the profits?
Exactly. Yeah, I will actually go more into this in the next slide, but yes, that's exactly what it is. It means that at that point, when we switched from the crowdfunding model and go into the new legal structure, everybody will have the opportunity to take out what they've originally contributed to the crowdfunding for research and development, just partially, none of it, move it all forward. Everybody will have full autonomy of their contributions and decide for themselves what they want to do with it. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out.
Is that just like for a limited time then, or you said like moving it forward?
Once we go into the new model,
always be available?
Yeah, I think, well, don't quote me on this, because I'm not sure that everything is completely finalized yet. I mean, they need to figure out a way to make this legal and good for every single jurisdiction around the world. And that is a really, really difficult task, especially, when we're talking of the new technology, blockchain technology and everything else, and people governments are changing the rules and new, laws are coming into effect and so on. So they will always find a solution. But the general idea is that for Endotech, you are then kind of like, if you decide today to invest into some hedge fund and you give them the money, but you don't lock it. It's there and it's liquid. You can take it out if you need it. And if not, you leave it in and it's compounding. That is the general idea. And I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to be. But until we obviously get it, I can't say that for 100% certain. But that's the plan to make it that way, which, gives us full autonomy of our funds, which is exactly what we want. Because right now, when you have it on the bank, you think you have full autonomy, but then all of a sudden, when you want to transfer it to Binance, they say you can't, for example. So not quite how I see, it being in my control. So yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else has a question? No. Okay. All right. So D.AI.SY is a decentralized autonomous organization. And this is going to the point we've just talked about. It's decentralized. It is not centralized like the governments and the banks, and where somebody is in control of your money or what you are doing. Here, really the retail community. Retail means the small people, normal people like you and I, not the big institutions, not the extremely wealthy people, but the people who can participate with $200 is really at the moment participating in an equity crowdfunding project and a few others, and we'll look at that a little bit later. But it also means that we are co-creating everything that goes on in D.AI.SY. We can say what we want. We can raise our questions. We can ask for support and so on, and that will only grow bigger. I'll explain that just a little bit later. The goal of D.AI.SY is to basically offer us breakthrough financial opportunities. So different ways of making life-changing money. Projects which usually would be reserved either for the extremely wealthy or for the institutions are coming to the community of ordinary people living around the world. And they are aiming to literally put the financial system as we know it today pretty much on its head. So revolutionize it. Jeremy at one point in Budapest said, you know what? I know what we're going to get. They're going to say we don't fit into anything. They don't know how to regulate us. And our answer will be good. We should be, you should write the regulation according to our model because it is much better than anything so far available on the market. He said it a bit differently, but that's pretty much the message that was there. So the first partner in D.AI.SY that D.AI.SY started off with in, well, now 2.5 years ago, is Endotech. This is an Israeli fintech company which has been on the market since 2012, and it is led by Dr. Anna Becker. And both Dr. Anna and Endotech have a very, very profound track record. They are all known in the market as, top algo trading performers. More than 150 companies globally are actually using their algorithms to achieve the results that they are achieving. And when Dr. Anna and the three founders met, she told them what her vision was, and that was that she develops a new, much, much, much better artificial intelligence algorithm that will outperform any trader anywhere in the world. It was a very big dream of hers, but this dream is nearly a reality by now, because what we've seen, even though the results are not as high as what we are, what we were used to for a little while, they're still crazy good. So they're aiming to go public, to go for the IPO, initial price offering, in 2024 by the end of it. which means that we actually all become shareholders of Endotech just because we chose to support their vision of developing this amazing AI, which is going to revolutionize the way trading is done in any market. Right now, we are trading in crypto, we are trading in Forex, or we've developed algorithms that are doing that for crypto and Forex. Soon the commodities are following, then the indices, metals. The way they've done it with all the trading experts, pulling data in from now nearly over 100 different sources, from technical to fundamental analysis, from what's going on in globally, what's going on with the war, what's going on with the pandemic, basically anything that affects money markets, and we know that pretty much everything does, is coming in, and on the basis of all this information gathered instantly in one place, the algorithms then decide what trade to take. And whilst they're doing that, whilst they're developing it, and whilst they're testing them, because we trusted them with our money and allowed them to do that, they are actually rewarding us with profits from the trading. And also, once they go public, we get equity. We become shareholders. And many, many, many times it's been said that that will probably be the biggest reward we've ever seen. But of course, since we haven't seen it yet, we kind of forget about it. But you still have the opportunity also now to, when you participate, to get more equity shares of Endotech in the new pools that became available in August, I think. Then, like I said, D.AI.SY is not just a one project thing. We are a group of people that's growing daily, that has the possibility of supporting different projects. So Endotech's AI development is at the moment absolutely the leading course, and we are mostly all in that. Some of us also invested in the D.AI.SY token, which then became the Uplift token, and we have this platform, which is a launchpad that is actually helping new projects come into the Web3 and the decentralized finance and the metaverse. So basically all these new things that are popping up in the world that most of us don't have really a good perception on what it is all about. But you know how it is, when new things are developing, it's not bad to maybe put just a little bit in there, because, if we all knew Bitcoin would go to where it is today, we'd probably all happily buy a few when we had the chance, but none of us believed. So there is a chance here that, you can trust a very clever group of people who are looking at what's coming to surface in this completely new landscape, which is forming, and they are vetting these projects, and the ones that they find the most interesting and believe have the biggest potential or most promise, they help to launch. And that means that we get a chance to invest first. And of course, if you invest first, you are likely to get the most reward. Of course, any launchpad is much more relevant in a bull market, but just so that you know that it is there, and when you make some money in one project, you can then move some of that into another project, just to be more diversified and have better chance, but also higher level of security. So in the Uplift launchpad, we have the Lift token. And we already, if you have the Lift token, you stake that Lift token, and that gives you the right to then participate in some of these launches. And there were already 6 IDOs and 5 private sales. And of course, if you're in, the potential when the bull market starts is that these will make big profits and you've made some nice money. But I don't want to spend any more than this on the Uplift. It's just so that you know that our D.AI.SY has many petals. And then the third pattern or petal is Atom Mining. Atom Mining is another partner of D.AI.SY, which we were introduced to in Dubai this year in February. And what they're offering is liquid mining app, which is a really, really simple application which you put on your phone. and it allows you to actually mine Bitcoin or 16 different altcoins. Why it's great is because somebody that has zero knowledge of how mining happens, or what equipment you need, or what programming, or how to set up even the electricity so it won't run out or burn or whatever, can participate with the smallest investment is now $200, and you can actually start mining your own Bitcoin or other altcoins, which potentially have a bigger upside because they're not obviously the king. But, you know, if you want to feel more secure, you can also mine the king. It's up to you. You have the choice. With the altcoins, you can switch. You can today mine one and tomorrow the other one, or whatever. In my opinion, the biggest upside from this is not just the financial, but also the Atom mining team or the Liquid team are supporting us with brilliant education. They're really teaching us the basics of, you know, where is this whole crypto world going? What's going on? You know, what's new? What's interesting? What's important? They have quizzes. They have a lot of fun engagement for the community. So if, you know, you want to sort of say, yeah, I know it's new, I don't understand anything, it's really a good place to also start your education process. And you don't even have to, you know, invest. You can just be part of their Telegram group or part of their Discord group, and you get all this for free. And they are really, really, really nice team. So, and of course, on the other hand, you know, if you're mining these coins, they can be very, very profitable because they actually have a team of over, well, now I can't remember anymore exactly how many, but I think it's over 100 people scanning the world for the best projects. And because they've been in this for 4 years, they're kind of the gurus. So people come to them when they know they have something really good under their belt for their support. So they get the best choices to pick and pass them on to us. As we've already mentioned, we are actually expecting a new crowdfunding project to be announced in February in Dubai, when Endotech will no longer be the crowdfunding, but will become as an investment project. And, you know, there are more petals coming, but we don't know which ones yet. But that's the beauty of D.AI.SY, that you can actually move funds from one project to another or add extra ones and be participating in a community that you trust, but not have everything in just one basket, because any project will have brilliant months and maybe not so good months. So it's always a good idea to have things a little bit diversified and not in one place only. So what's happening in February? Well, basically, we know that the plan was that our crowdfunding model turns into a hedge fund. But they realized that if they go for a hedge fund, we then become a fully licensed project, which is heavily regulated pretty much everywhere globally. And we are not a project that fits into these regulations, because our founders are visionaries. They have ideas which nobody's ever done before. And so they don't want to be, you know, pushed into a box, and then their visions have to be shrunken because the regulations are not allowing that. So they want to stay decentralized. That means we then become a real proper decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO for short. There are a lot of DAOs on the market, but they're not really real DAOs. If you're a DAO, you have your own fixed price utility token, and it means that every person that has that token then also has voting rights and other things. And then also that means that because it is decentralized, it cannot really be regulated. That's where the world is heading. And I think it's our only chance of really having the proper freedom and sovereignty, and, you know, making decisions that are not just let's say money making, ruling, you know, kind of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer oriented. So we are all fully supporting this idea. And okay, we have to wait a little bit longer because we were expecting the change to already happen in September. But then the poor lawyer is probably the one that's the worst off. He told us in Budapest when he was presenting this, he said, hey guys, it's really, really nice that, you work hard on a project for a year, and then just as you're pretty sure you've got it all figured out and you present it, you see the founders going, nah, we can't fit into that box. That's too restricting. Throw it all away. We'll change. We'll do something much more exciting. And you can start afresh. But, Daniil has a good sense of humor. Founders are patient, so they're going for this new model now, which actually I think we're all excited about because none of us was very keen on doing the verification on our Tronling wallets. I quite like it to be private. So yeah, we are going now for this decentralized autonomous, real proper decentralized autonomous organization. But then of course, all the petals, all the projects, they will all be fully licensed and they will be operating within their jurisdiction under the laws and, following the rules and everything. So we're not like doing something wrong. We're just taking advantage of what is possible with the onset of blockchain and the new model, the new things that are available in the world that blockchain has brought to us, basically. So yeah, this is planned for February 24 in Dubai. And this is the little red point that at this point, it will be possible to withdraw the contributions that we initially made into the crypto and Forex tiers. Anybody has any questions on here? Nope. Okay. So why DAISY? Well, for us, I'm sure Jiva will agree with me. At some point, you realize that it's time money starts working for you, especially when you realize that if you have savings in the bank, not only are they not giving you any interests. In Slovenia 2 years ago, they were charging us negative interests if you had a little bit more, and I did because I sold the house. And now the inflation is so high that by saving, you are literally throwing money out of the window. So something has to change. You need a new plan. And what's available, what can we do? It's not as if the bank says, hey, I have a brilliant idea how to make you money with your savings. They don't. So we need to figure something better out ourselves. And the best thing to do is to take a look at how do the rich get richer, and that's how they do it. They find ways that the money starts working for them. And if we look at the Forex market, it's a $6 trillion market per day gets traded, because this is all the different currencies of the world being, traded between one for another, because people are buying things from other countries or selling things to other countries, and they need that country's currency, so they need to buy it on the market. And there are small, the volatility is not big, but when you are talking about 6 trillion going backwards and forward, it is a lot. The crypto market is obviously much smaller. It's $2 trillion market per year, but that one is much more volatile and it has a much bigger move. So all in all, in these two markets, there are lots and lots of money moves. And when money moves, if you're on the right side of the move, you can make a lot of money. But of course, the question is, do you know how to get on the right side? And that is why we are partnering with Endotech, who is developing the best artificial intelligence to figure that out. And until now, this kind of trading has pretty much been, well, when you say profitable, has been reserved for institutions and the wealthy individuals. Also, Endotech, 3 years ago, you could only join in their algorithmic trading if you had over $1 million to send to them for trading. And yeah, most people don't. Little people, us, we can, of course, try trading, but I've tried. I didn't sleep. I got lots of gray hair. And at the beginning, I was winning and I was getting very, very full of myself and quite cocky, but then I lost it pretty much all. So I've tried it because I'm just one of those people that has to try everything by themselves. And now I truly appreciate what Endotech is doing. And I definitely don't want to try it anymore. I just wanted them to do it for me. So yes, that's what D.AI.SY is here to do. It is here to allow us, the small people, and I don't mean, small, I just mean not with not such fat bank accounts, to actually profit from these markets because somebody knows how to trade with our money for us in a profitable way. And so why do I believe that D.AI.SY will succeed in this mission? Well, there's 4 categories or 4 main reasons why I'm very much convinced, and I would just like to highlight these for you. The first one is definitely people. I was an entrepreneur for 25 years, and I realized that business is all about people. And here we have 3 founders. I know here I call them 3 musketeers because they really are fighting to change lives of millions in a way that has never been done before. Sometimes it sounds a bit American and it's a little bit difficult for us Europeans to digest all the enthusiasm, but it really is pretty groundbreaking what they are attempting to do and what they're succeeding in doing. And the reason why I love them is because, there are 3 people who couldn't be more different, but they fit together so perfectly. Edward, he has great, trading experience. He's actually the one that has traded with Endotech before the whole thing was brought to D.AI.SY. He's a great businessman. Jeremy is an absolute visionary who, everybody finds difficult to follow, but then they have Ilya, who is really structured and really organized and just puts everything in place. So together, they definitely can change the world. And the reason why I'm sure that's true is because they know that it's not about the 3 of them, but it is about a really strong global community. And they've invited into, this project absolutely brilliant partners from all over, we've just seen them, Endotech, Atom Mining, and Alex and his team that made the Uplift platform. And they all have aligned values. And on top of that, they've managed to get the interest of amazing leaders because, of course, people who have aligned values, people who can recognize what somebody is bringing to the table and can appreciate it, can really work together. And the whole group is really like a family, even though, sometimes families are not that great working together. This really is, I'm lost for words, to be perfectly honest. The day in Budapest was so much fun because it feels like so spontaneous. Nobody's big-headed, nobody's full of himself or herself, everybody is just like humble, but at the same time just bursting with energy, realizing where we're heading and what's going to happen. And it's just infectious, like in a good sense, infectious. So I don't want to oversell at all, but the feeling really is just there. Impossible things can happen with this group of people working together. And of course, they bring in then the whole global community from all over the world. So the beauty of it, why everybody can work together, is because everybody has equal opportunities in D.AI.SY. Everybody basically wins in D.AI.SY. It doesn't matter how small your contribution is, and it doesn't matter if you just want to contribute and not share, or if you want to share. The goal is that everybody wins. And so they're co-creating, or we are all co-creating this vision. The founders and Dr. Anna Becker and, are just fearless, determined, completely flexible, meaning that if something is going wrong, or there's a challenge presented, or there is a better way of doing something, they don't have 0 problem of standing in front of us saying, hey guys, we found a better way, or hey guys, we made a mistake. but this is how we're going to solve it. And being an entrepreneur and seeing that mindset is just what brings in all the conviction that this is how world should function. And I'm happy that D.AI.SY is doing that. And everybody is just willing to learn and try new things. And, yeah, everybody wins with profits, equity, and income. That's the power of this community. The second thing that makes it really powerful, and at the beginning this was really important because everybody wanted, the full transparency of the blockchain and being able to verify everything, because in the crypto world and in the blockchain world right now, it's pretty much Wild West and a lot of scams are happening. And when we started, it wasn't a flying start. So, everybody was a bit afraid, okay, yeah, we've put money into something that is going to disappear. So the fact that it lives on blockchain and that you can look for every single transaction, exactly what happens, where it went, how it's split, where it's now, blah, 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 the whole thing just makes it really, really easy. And that is the future trend. That's why companies from Coca-Cola to DHL to banks to pretty much everybody, I mean, blockchain is being utilized by pretty much any of the global leading normal companies that we know in many, many, many different ways, because that is the future. And of course, it's good to be in a project that is shaping that future and that you can trust. The fact that it's on blockchain means that pretty much nothing can be changed. Even if the founders decide, hey guys, you know what, we've given you 3 years of our lives intensely, but now we are tired, we can't do it anymore. The project is there. They can disappear, the project is there, and everything is executed the way it was programmed into the blockchain. The contracts are executed without anybody interfering. And if you are supposed to, have profits available, you have profits available. If you're supposed to earn something because somebody in your team withdrew profits and you get your percent, you will get it. It can be shut down today and it will still keep going because it is on the blockchain and because it is in the form of a smart contract and because nobody has control over it. It is a living organism by itself. And like I said, it's an instant execution. You don't have to wait for the paycheck. You don't have to wait for somebody to, take the Excel spreadsheet and figure out what goes to whom. It is paid directly into your decentralized wallet, i.e., you have control of your money and nobody even knows how much you're earning. Instantly, whenever something occurs, that makes you eligible for that. Of course, because we're on the blockchain, we can have this decentralized autonomous organization structure, which basically gives the power to the people, to the community. And we discussed, because of the fact that the Tron blockchain has become extremely expensive, but not extremely, I mean, Ethereum or Bitcoin is still much more expensive, but it has gone up significantly in price since we started. They are actually looking into the possibility of moving it either on Polygon or Binance Smart Chain, just to make it cheaper. Again, it would be something that for them presents a lot of work, but because they know how important that is for, small investors, people who come in with $200, they are looking into this and they will try and actually do that. Okay, so a summary, which, 3 years nearly we've been in this, and in 3 years we've achieved some very, very, very good results. And that is, of course, the third reason why I'm convinced that D.AI.SY is the golden nugget that everybody should have in their pocket. So in the 3 years, we've had nearly 220,000 members sign up. And anybody can participate with as little as $200. So it is really open to the global market. You don't have to be rich to be part of D.AI.SY. So over $590 million have been contributed for the testing and development of the AI. Over 340 million have been generated in trading profits from the, as they are developing the artificial intelligence systems. And out of that 340, more than 242 million have been already paid out, or basically withdrawn by members into their wallets and either invested into other projects or used for living or whatever they want to do. I mean, it's your money. You don't have to explain to anybody what you want to do with it. $165 million have been paid out in the referral plan, and over $20 million have been paid out in the different bonus pools. So huge numbers, but we are really only at the beginning. And we've had in Forex over 1,000% profits compounding in the 16 months since they started trading. And we did not have a single losing month. I think the worst months we had was 3%, which, you know, by any normal financial thing, it's an amazing result. Any hedge fund happy with 3%, especially if it's 3% after they take away all their costs of running it for you or whatever. In the bank, there is no bank that gives you 3% on your savings anymore. So it's outperforming by far. We have very high expectations for the crypto to be seen very, very soon, because also the crypto algorithms are getting live traders on board to help them. We haven't had them for crypto before, so it might take a week longer. Of course, these results are past performance, so I have to, you know, say it again. I'm not a financial advisor, and there are no guarantees that this will keep on going or that it will even improve. But I am pretty sure that the probability of that happening is very, very, very high. And when it comes to trading, and you know, there is never a guarantee. It's all about probability. And there are quite a few talks by Dr. Anna Becker, you know, about the risk-reward ratio and about the probability of that happening. And that's pretty much what it's all about, how to get the probability on you to be your friend. And yeah, they're doing a really good job on that. Okay. One final thing that is extremely important to realize, this is now more to do with the people who are maybe interested in sharing D.AI.SY, but you don't have to. But just in case, you know, you haven't decided whether you do or not, let me just highlight why I think it's a great idea to share it with other people. The same genealogy, so basically the same structure of people you invite and the people that they invite stays for every single project in D.AI.SY. So before we saw our little D.AI.SY with the different petals, most of us started building with Endotech project, with inviting people to crowdfund for the development of AI. But if you invited people to D.AI.SY there, and then somebody decided to maybe buy a liquid miner or to get some D.AI.SY or Uplift tokens, you would be rewarded for that because you once invited them. And now it's automatic that whenever they decide to participate in anything of D.AI.SY, you are rewarded for that. So basically you're building your team once, but you can earn many times. And that's quite crazy because in most projects that I've been in before, which are peer-to-peer, was exactly the opposite. You know, you would have to convince people to buy something every month if you wanted to get any reward. Here, it's exactly the opposite. So it's something to think about. Somebody has unmuted themselves. Do you want to ask something, or can you just mute yourself because I don't see who it is? Okay, thank you. So the founders often say, and I'm really, you know, oh, Natashka, ti si se unmutala. Hoćeš kaj reći?
Ne.
A se boš mutala pol, da se sliši?
Ja,
yeah.
Bom.
The three founders very often say that we are actually building this for our children. And it's a very, at the beginning, you know, it was like, yeah, most of crypto projects are like a few months thing, but I really believe that the way they've structured it and the vision that they have for it, that's exactly what's going to happen. That this is really, really a long-term project. We got spoiled on the road that we also expect beautiful short-term results. And now that we didn't have them as beautiful for a few months, we complained a little bit. And now they heard us and they're going to improve that as well. So that's the beauty of D.AI.SY, basically. Okay. The other thing we already spoken about, diversification. So, you know, you have more than one project. They're all different projects, each autonomous, because it means that you know, Endotech and Atom Mining are not connected. They're two separate companies. You never know in this world what's going to happen and where things are going, and you can't guarantee that somebody is not going to experience some problems. So of course it is better to have things in different projects, but it is brilliant to have them kind of under the, you know, decentralized autonomous organization ruling that is led by people that we really trust. So that's why I like it. You can focus on just what is D.AI.SY bringing, but still be safe and diversified. And yes, we get passive income from trading profits, which is basically everybody gets that. Potentially, you can get even spillover, which means you even get some profits from people kind of falling in the network underneath you, even if you didn't invite them. So everybody wins. But then the people who decide to also, you know, invite other people and help us grow the community, because of course the strength of the community and the size of the community is what makes us then interesting for new partners to come in. And so the bigger the community, the stronger the community, the better the partners, the better the results. It's as simple as that. Those people are, of course, rewarded. Like if you're a salesperson in any company, you expect to be paid for it, and you are also paid for it here. And so the beauty is that it's really easy to share, because, you know, if you're making beautiful money, people want to know how you can afford certain things, or why are you living a much more relaxed lifetime, or why did you leave your job? There are many, many people who have left their jobs and started doing D.AI.SY. And, you know, you say full-time, but full-time means maybe a few hours a day as opposed to before a 9-to-5 job. And so, yeah, it's a great way of bringing something to people that mostly they will just say, thank you for showing me this, because they see the results and they are grateful for it. But the choice is 100% yours. Nobody has to invite anybody. Nobody has to share it. You can just enjoy your passive income and do absolutely nothing. You contribute and that's it. And just look when there is enough profit that you want to take it out, or, you know, when we go, when we change the structure, even take out your initial investment. That would then be kind of a summary of D.AI.SY in terms of, you know, the project itself. Now I would just spend a few minutes throwing a few questions at you that Jiva and I had to kind of answer for ourselves within the last, let's say, 2.5 years, or maybe 3 years. And they weren't that easy, but, you know, anytime we face a change, we feel uncomfortable. And, you know, these last 3 years have been uncomfortable for many other reasons as well. So it's just been a pretty crazy time. And what I've found out is that when I've spoken to many people who had reservations about, you know, making this decision, it was a lot to do with this. Yes, they would like financial freedom, but deep down, the beliefs and the patterns from the society, from the parents, were so strong that they actually don't believe that they're worthy of financial freedom. Like, we are not, we've been programmed to believe that we are not here to enjoy life, but to work hard to prove that we are worthy. And for me, I will be honest, it was a really, really, really big problem receiving the first benefits from D.AI.SY, because I felt guilty. I felt like, but I didn't do enough to get that much money. And it was weird and it was tough. So I'm not, trying to be a guru of any kind here now, but just a thought. Ask yourself, is there something also along this line happening in you? And then, why do I even want financial freedom? Because if you have a good reason, and most people, a good dream actually, then you find a way to achieving it. But we, again, have not been really encouraged to dream big. And we've been encouraged to stay small, say yes, do what we are told to do, and not think with our heads all that much. Maybe there is an opportunity here to change that. And if you do decide to go down the why road, it's really, really good idea to say why 7 times. So, why do I want to earn XYZ? You get the first answer. Why? Just see where you come to. And if you want, I would be really, really, really happy if you shared some of your answers in either the Discord or in the WhatsApp group. It would be lovely to actually see the vibe of the community. Maybe we even find a common why, like let's do something good for Mama Gaia. Okay, I'm drifting too far. And if it's difficult to answer why, then ask why not. Why am I scared of either contributing to D.AI.SY? Why is this idea of giving somebody my money to work for me scary for me? Or why am I afraid of telling somebody that I've joined and give them the opportunity to also have a look at it and maybe join themselves? For me, at the beginning, it was definitely lack of knowledge. And because I didn't know what I was talking about, I didn't trust myself, or, also we had some ups and downs at the beginning. I cannot shake the feeling of responsibility still, even though, before anybody signs up, I will say, look, this is your decision. I'm telling you what I've done, but it's your decision. I've told you guys, I'm not a financial advice, but still somehow, yeah, I would kind of like to have a guarantee, and because it's not there, it feels uneasy, and it's normal. And right now, I just acknowledge that. I'm not fighting it anymore. I'm actually sharing it with you guys completely vulnerably. And just check, is that also happening for you? Am I afraid of rejection? For sure. I mean, this whole schooling system was, you have to be brilliant. We were comparing each other earlier, who's better? I love the fact that here is a project where nobody is comparing, everybody's working together. All the leaders help each other in so many ways. Everybody shares everything. There isn't a competition or, healthy motivation, but there is enough for everybody. There's less than 200,000 people globally who have joined. So you don't have to be, you just go out there with your heart open and say, if you're interested, great. If not, all good. Just don't tell me 6 months down the road, why didn't you tell me? Because I did. You just didn't listen. That's it. And yeah, this was a big one for me and still is. Staying small is safer. Staying small is more comfortable. I don't have to be responsible for my decisions. And it can be a really, really big limiting factor, in your success. So just decide for yourself, where do you want to be? And if you want to change where you are at the moment, then who can help me? And Jiva and I are definitely here. I will share shortly all the groups that we have where you can reach us. And yeah, get curious, try different things, stop looking for excuses. I do all the time, and step into your power is my advice to me. And if anybody else wants to listen, to you as well. None of us is alone in this. And one other thing we absolutely have to change is that mistakes are actually a way of learning, and they're much, much better than fear paralysis, which I think we are much more used to. So here is the disclaimer, because I have to show it. I'm not going to read it. It will be in the recorded presentation. You can take a screenshot of it now, or you can, go back and read it. Of course, it basically says no guarantees. Yeah, I've shared from my heart how I feel about it. and you decide for yourself how you feel about it. And if you haven't joined yet and you want to, then of course get back to the person who invited you to this Zoom, or to who has sent you this recording, and ask them for their referral link. And if you want to reach out or just follow us, Gio and I have put up a YouTube channel at D.AI.SY Dream Team 726, where you have playlists of just about everything. There's enough material there probably for a good 50 hours now, but it's put in different playlists. And these playlists are also much more structured in the Discord channel. We have a Telegram group where we post all the important information. That one is not, let's say, interactable. It's just sending information. Discord, you can interact with us. The WhatsApp group, also, if you prefer WhatsApp, just ask the person who invited you to add you into the WhatsApp group, and you will be up to date. And there you can also share. And now D.AI.SY has just launched a Telegram support bot, which has the address at D.AI.SY, what's that, / or the underscore support _ bot. And the reason they've done a bot is for security. And now let me just finish off with this is a little bit more about security. Like I said before, crypto world is Wild West right now. It's probably the best opportunity for growing brilliant things that we've had in this century or in the last whatever. But of course, you know, there's always people who try and take privilege of the fact that it is still very new. So there are many rules about security. First one is, of course, you never, ever, ever share your seed phrase with anybody about your wallet. But because people actually ask you for this, they will contact you, they will find a way to reach you, and they will pretend that they are from D.AI.SY or that they are from the support team or whatever. That is the reason why they've actually launched the bot, where you actually have to open a ticket if you have any kind of problem with the technical issues, and they will solve it. And by that way, they actually prevent any scammer from contacting you. So if somebody is contacting you and saying they're from D.AI.SY, they're not. They're trying to do something that they shouldn't. So let us know, report them, so they can be banned out of the groups. And then if you go into our Discord channel, you actually have a lot of videos on the topic of security, like how you can do multi-sig, double signature on your wallet, so that nobody can withdraw funds from it unless it is signed twice from 2 different devices, and other aspects of security. But I don't want to, you know, now talk about security for half an hour, even though I could. What I do invite you is, if that is a topic, let us know in the WhatsApp group, and we can actually have like a whole Zoom call on just security or any other topic that you would like to go more in depth. So I think that's exactly 1 hour. I will stop sharing, and I invite anybody that wants to join to ask a question or to, you know, comment or anything like that. Not all at once, please. Okay, I'll stop recording. I know that always makes it easy. Oh, I have something in the question chat. Excellent. Okay,
No,
thank you. Boaz had to leave. Okay. Let me just stop recording.